is a Wednesday night, which means it's time to stream. My name is Bug. I'm in a band called Bug Hunter, and I'm here to chit chat, play songs, hang out. The usual Wednesday night. Hang out with all the buddies. Speaking of buddies, who do we got in the chat? Who's here? Let's do it like this. Let's do if you have a song that you want to hear, shout that out, and then I'll know who's here. Astrid is here. Carrie Coyne here. Mars here. Corn here. There's Corn. Stashu. Emily Camp. Caitlin Tyler Youngs. Simon. Paul is here. Late for Paul. Up late Paul. David Toe. Josiah is here. Jan Janssen. Cornfield Cryptid is here. Time of Some is here. Hey Blair. My dad is here, which means my mom is here. Anyone else? Emery. Who else we got? Agony Mouse. Dan Berenson. Safe Worm. Katie Alfonsi is here. That one's super cool, Tony. It's not Tony. It's Toonie. Gaming Tinker. Cool. Oh no, Emery's phone is gonna die. A couple $sign sacks. Strange. Oh, huh. Katie said $sack for a friend, and then Coin said $sign sack. I think there's some collusion happening there. Yeah, okay. I didn't mean to start at this. Slowly. Heroes easy to be. They lack the training and coordination, waiting for destiny. They're just a puppet of prophecy or a famous last name. But I've been playing villain for far too long. I'm both a cat to a mouse, as I'm a cat to a dog. I've got cartoon physics hitting every single branch on my way. We're all drawn to danger since we were just kids. The tropes aren't so subtle, cliche as it is. And you got your money in a $sign sack, and I got a girl, I got a top of the tracks. Heroes easy to be. They all start average or else passive till they're pulled to their feet. Via montage, they'll have gone from weak to awesome in a couple of days. Well, I've been playing villain for quite some time. You best believe my wanted poster reads as dead or alive. If I'm gonna go, I better make it worth the money they'll pay. We're all drawn to danger since we were just kids. The tropes aren't so subtle, cliche as it is. And you've got your money in a $sign sack, and I've got a girl, I've got a side of the tracks. And you got your money in a $sign sack, and I've got a girl, I've got a side of the tracks. Well, I've got the rope and you've got the wrist, and I'll pull it tight and give it a twist. And you bring the beauty, I'll bring the risk. I know that it's twisted, but I can't resist. Well, I've got the rope and you've got the wrist, and I'll pull it tight and give it a twist. And you bring the beauty, I'll bring the risk. I know that got a tie to the tracks. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, super didn't mean to start it that slow, but there we were. And now here we are. If I had kept that speed, it would have been a 10-minute song. Interesting. Fancy Clown Animation says, I see Coward as a spiritual successor of $sign Sax. Most people say Robbing a Bank. But both of them kind of are, like, in a way. Like, $sign Sax at least has a lot of imagery and, like, stuff about being a villain as opposed to a hero. Coward is kind of a hero's song. Robbing a Bank, more of a, obviously, like, kind of villain song. So it's kind of like if Coward and Robbing a Bank had a baby, it would have $sign Sax, and it would be somehow 6 years older. The riff from $sign Sax tends to get stuck in my head during important work tasks. It's funny, actually enough, when I first wrote that riff, it was the slower version. The song that I had was not $sign Sax. It was a different song about flirting. So we can all be thankful that I went the direction I did. So it was a much slower song when I wrote it, and then I was like, what if I just take that and just so Gaming Tinker brought it up before I could. Who was excited about the cities, and some dates showed up today. Yeah, why don't I just put this on the screen? I'll scoot over. Sorry, clock. If you haven't seen, we got some plans. These aren't announcements. And the reason we're doing it like this, and I know it kind of feels a little all over the place. Last year we were very organized and like ready to go. We had all our ticket links and all the dates and everything. The difference this year is that we're getting Matt a visa because these are all very, very big shows. And so for Matt to come and work and play all these shows, we need a performer's visa, and that process is just taking a very long time. We've been working on it for about 3 months now, longer than that, 3, 4. I mean, since we started working on it, about 4 months, and we should know in the next 2 weeks. But we also recognize that some of these dates are coming up. So like, I mean, our first show is June 2nd in Portland. That's like almost about 2 months away. So we know that like people need to like plan for it. Like if we like announce it 2 weeks ahead of time, and be like, I can't make it because I'm doing a million other things. So we want to get at least some of our plans out, kind of what we had. So these are some of our plans, and you can sign up. Let me grab you all the link. I don't know if we have any mods in the chat, so let me just go ahead and I'll put it there myself. There we have a Google form that's just basically give us your email, give us what city that you want to be notified about, and we'll email you as soon as we know. One thing I'll say is all of these shows they're going to be Bug Hunter shows. So if you're here and you only know Bug Hunter, you don't have to worry about anything. If you're also a fan of the Narcissist Cookbook, that's just a thing that we are waiting. We don't want to sell tickets with the promise of Narcissist Cookbook and then have to deal with all the refunds and things that would incur if Matt doesn't get the visa application approved. So yeah, but so some things we have confirmed. If it has like a date next to it, like an actual date, not like a blank, it's basically confirmed that it's going to happen on that date in that city. So Portland is set, Sacramento is set, Albuquerque is more than likely. It's yeah, real close. Denver is set, Seattle is set, DC is set, New York, Boston. We have an upstate New York option right now. It's in Rochester. We're waiting for a Buffalo just because it's a little closer to Canada, so that if anybody wanted to come down from Toronto, they'd be able to. Detroit is set, and Madison, Wisconsin is set. Everything else we have plans for, so we just didn't put specific dates on. Stashy wants to know if the show is in the same town as last year. Is it at the same venue? The only one that I think could possibly be true for is the Seattle show. We're doing that one again in the Nectar Lounge in Seattle, and the reason for that is that was our upgraded venue. We originally had a 100-cap venue, and then we sold that out in a weekend, so we got a bigger one, and we didn't sell out the Nectar Lounge. We had about 90 more tickets we could have sold, and so since we had that connection and another 90 person headroom for like a bigger show, we are keeping that one. Everything else we sold out last year way ahead of time, so they're all too small for us. So Portland, that venue is going from 200 up to 450. DC was I think 150 last year. That one's going to go up to 400. I know that the Ohio line right there at the end of the thing is it's a little bit of an eye catcher with the question marks. So here's the reason Ohio is the way it is, and it's because we want to go to somewhere in Ohio. Last year we went to Columbus. Last year we went to Columbus and we went to Pittsburgh. This year we're trying to kind of just shift both of those shows slightly around, kind of to the left, so that people who maybe drove to Pittsburgh from Cleveland or drove to Columbus from like Indianapolis, we're trying to shift the shows there to like Cleveland and Indianapolis, but it all depends on venues and timing and logistics. So Ohio could become Pittsburgh, Ohio could become Columbus, and Indianapolis could become Cincinnati. It just it's very fluid. Yeah, we're gonna shimmy those shows to the left. So the goal right now, in order of most likely, is Cleveland and Indianapolis. But then if it's not Cleveland and it's Pittsburgh, Indy might move to Cincinnati. And if it's not Pittsburgh, then it'd be Columbus and Indy would stay where it is. So, yeah. So as far as Eastern Ohio, Cleveland is Eastern Ohio, right? It's like the northeast corner of Ohio, unless I got my geography wrong. So that's the goal right now. But so then all the venues will be bigger. We're asking them all if they have air conditioning. Most of them are saying yes. So, I love hearing that. People. Yeah, Stash, you said sign up for notifications on Boston. Awesome. Yeah, get on that link. Can I pin it? Is that something I can do? Yeah, sure can. Cool. I'm pinned the form if you want to fill out. Really positive first day. We've had let me check real quick, but it's almost like just shy of 500 RSVPs for this tour in just like the last like 7 hours. So that feels very validating and good, because we're planning a big tour with lots of big venues. So the fact that we're already getting that kind of response feels really good. Soren says, an artist that comes to Utah. Never seen that before. I go to Utah. I've gone to Utah every year. I went to Salt Lake City for a house show in 2022, and then Matt and I played in Provo last year. We're trying to find Salt Lake City again, but if that doesn't work out, then we'll also look in Provo. So. You should make a 1 cent difference in ticket sales between the Bug Hunter website and the Narcissus Cookbook website. So last year we only sold tickets on our website, just to make it easy for everybody. This year, unfortunately, most of the venues, when you start reaching like the 400, 500 person venues, they don't give you a choice. They're like, we have a contract and you can't play here unless we sell tickets. It sucks. But we have no leverage, because if we say, oh no, then we're not going to play, then we don't play, and some other band does. So, it's rough. So the majority of the tickets will be sold through the venues themselves, which will have all kinds of links on our website too, which will be good. Kiana asked, when will the tickets be available? They'll be available the exact moment that we find out if Matt is been approved for a visa. If that doesn't happen, it'll delay things a little bit. Not super long. Some of these shows will go up for sale as Bug Hunter and Guest, and I'll try to find somebody to probably not the whole tour. I don't imagine like if Matt can't come that I would just take this entire tour and just like throw somebody else on it, but maybe certain legs of it, you know, if there's like a run of like 3 shows that I can find, you know, somebody on the East Coast to do a couple shows, or maybe very specifically in certain cities to come out and play. So yeah, I can turn the volume up, absolutely. Yeah, so saw you last year in New York City, can't wait to see you again. Awesome. Yeah, we got that one locked down, so that's gonna happen. What's the largest venue you've ever sold out? The largest venue we've sold out was Denver. It was a 260 cap venue, and we sold that one out. But the Seattle venue was a 450 cap venue that we sold 360. So the Seattle show was a bigger show, but it didn't sell out. Yeah, New York was 250. We sold that out. Pittsburgh was 200. Sold that out. I think Boston, we sold out 2 nights in a row, one at a 140 cap venue and one at a 200 cap venue. So that would have been combined like a 340. What are ticket prices like, or will it depend on venue? That's something that we're talking about right now, kind of behind the scenes. Last year, our tickets were $25. They were on our website. There was no ticket fees whatsoever. So it's $25. That was it. This year, there's going to be fees. And so, you know, we're trying to like negotiate the fact that like the venues are going to put more money on the tickets that we're just not going to see, but we also, you know, need money to make the tours happen. There's like so many overhead costs. So what we might try and do is like, if they're going to add like $5 to every ticket, we might cede a little bit of that back to hopefully keep price reasonable. So yeah. But yeah, it will depend on venue for whatever fees they have. I always go and look when they say we have to sell tickets ourselves, and I go and add some tickets to my cart and see what it is. And some of them are, you know, it's just like, hey, it's like $2. It's like, all right, you know, yeah, it sucks. But what are you guys doing? Oh, you're spelling out A Chemical Romance. I saw Mike, and I was like, oh God, did my mic drop again? Yeah. Cool. Can you reveal a set list? I make my set list up like an hour before the show. So, you know, I won't know until the night of. I got 44 published Bug Hunter songs now, and we play like 12. So there's going to be a lot of variety. I'll probably lean a little bit more on Happiness Without a Catch, because Matt and I did this tour last year. We went on tour, both of us, and since then I've released a new album that I played in the UK on tour and went really, really well. So yeah, there might be a little bit more Happiness Without a Catch, but I'm not going to be that band that's just like, I only want to play my new stuff. But I think people will really like it and respond to it well. You know, we played the full discography in Seattle a couple months ago, and everybody was singing along to the new album as loud or louder. So Gaming Tinker wants to know if there's going to be meet and greets before the show this year. Yeah, we intend for every show to have a VIP ticket as well, so that a smaller group of people can come early, hear a couple extra songs, you know, first stab at merch, free poster, that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think so far I haven't come across any venue that won't allow for that, so we plan on having that everywhere this year. Apologies if this has been answered somewhere before. Would you ever play any of your Jam Mechanics songs live? Probably not. The only reason being, A, they're demos, B, like I said, I have 44 other songs, and if you come to a show, the likelihood of you knowing Jam Mechanics is lower than knowing Bug Hunter. So you know, I don't want to alienate any of my audience who came out to like see Bug Hunter play, and then they're getting like these like half finished rough cut songs when I could have played something that they like. So except for maybe Artists for Amateurs. Artists for Amateurs is going to be on Spotify on Friday. If you haven't heard, the Narcissist Cookbook and I have a collaboration song dropping on Spotify this Friday. So It's the theme song for our podcast called Jam Mechanics, and we finished the song. Yeah. If you're looking for a new Bug Hunter release, that's happening Friday under Jam Mechanics as a band. So Jam Mechanics is where we're going to be putting songs like that. It's going to be like featuring Bug Hunter and the Narcissus Cookbook. So it should still be pretty easy to find because it should still show up on my like Spotify like artist page. So do you prefer artists who play new stuff more into, or artists that play a generally standard set list of known songs more? You know, it really depends on how often I see the artist. You know, if I see an artist for the first time and they're like 6 albums into their career, you know, and I loved their earlier work, I'd love to hear a little bit of everything. My general stance, like just like the roughest template of a set list of 12 songs, is gonna be 4 rough draft songs, 4 happiness songs, 2 bigger than myself songs, and 2 torn between a couple songs. That's kind of just the general how, you know, those songs within those groups will change a little bit, but you know, it's just kind of how roughly most set lists have panned out, just from me kind of feeling out the audience and what they want to hear and what performs well and that kind of stuff. So Eric wants to know, all of my favorite songs are losing in March Madness. What are the best ways to cope? Yeah, so I'm going to put this up now. This is our March Madness bracket. And it's been madness. There's been some weird results. The way that the voting works for every round is we put up 1 vote a day. So we are on day 13 today, which I believe is, let's see if I can, Disco in the Panic Room versus Creature of Habit. And we put up the vote on Instagram. You can vote on our Instagram. We put up the vote on our website. You can vote on our website. Both of those platforms earn the winning song 1 point. And if there's a tie, if they don't agree, then the winner is whoever buys the most half-price postcards, because I do handwritten lyric postcards for both songs that day, and they're marked 50% off. And so the tiebreaker goes to whichever one sold more. If that's still a tie, I go by the underdog rule, which means whatever song has had the least amount of plays in the last 24 hours wins, because the winner had every chance to win the competition. So we've had some surprises. The biggest one for me was Who I'm Singing To beating Too Bad, Too Bad Than a Ghost. Was very funny. Even Waving Goodbye beating Toddler with a Slingshot was a little bit surprising. Be Glad I Love You almost lost to the Gulf Coast. That was one postcard that saved it. And then there's been a lot of really close competitions. Not Like That and Go With The Flow were neck and neck. Robin and Bank Deserve Me, neck and neck. Key Being Lonely, Point to Prove. These were all like 50-50 votes that were just like 1 vote off. I think Alchemical Romance and Piano Teacher was also very close. Making Up Words and Braggin', came down to 1 postcard. So if you want to vote, you can go to our website. It's like there's a big link on the very top of the page that says vote here. You can't miss it. And that's where you can vote for either Disco in the Panic Room or Creature of Habit. Tomorrow will be Pebbles versus Safe Word. We got Pine Cones versus Baby Teeth. And then one I'm very interested to see is Fan Fiction versus Boogie Pete. Because Fan Fiction is a bit of a fan favorite from Happiness, but Boogie Pete is also a fan favorite from the Rough Draft. And so I actually have no idea how that's going to go. It could be like neck and neck. One could run away with it. No idea. So anyways, that's our bracket. You can check that out on Instagram and our website. So, Time wants to know, how did you plan on what song, what against what on the bracket? All the songs were seeded based on their number of votes. I normally have kind of a randomized bracket that I put up on my website. It's our house quiz that you can go and figure out if you are a Theory Deer, a Toddler with a Slingshot, or a Cozy Astronaut. Those are the 3 Bug Hunter houses. And so there's like a random bracket that you can fill out, and I get all that data and then see kind of what songs win more often than not. So they were seeded by their rankings on that chart. So Yeah, cool. Yeah, toddler lost to Waving Goodbye, based on the underdog rule. It was a total tie, but then Waving Goodbye is our third least listened to song of all of our songs. So, cool. This is one of the songs that you can vote for today, if you haven't heard it. I am a creature of habit. My tastes are immovable. I order the usual, and I already know what I want. Keep your menu, I know what I want. Because the options are endless, they're overwhelming at times. You just have too much to sell me, so many things to decide. You may mock me for opting for what is already mine, but what if my cookie cutter is one of a kind? I think there's too much to choose, and I've had it. Don't change me, creature of habit. I'm not that anxious to changes. I'm not afraid to adapt or think it's actually dangerous. It's just a preference to routine and familiar faces. I will break down or die if I just happen to break it. I keep the cost to myself. I feel it's reeking of ego, and it's a fine line to walk, so I am threading that needle. It's just the whole human race. Well, I can take them or leave them, and I can say that I swear some of my best friends are people. It just feels so good when I've planned it. Same time, same place. Creature of left foot, right foot, same way around. But with this push, I put my foot down. Yeah, this time I want change. Me to act like a simple machine, checking task after task. I'm my own human being, and I happen to lack the need to be seen, chasing fad after fad. And I know there's a world full of wonders to see, with places to go and pancakes to eat. But I base what I know on what things bring me peace. My circadian soul likes the pace and the beat that maintains my breathing, blood flow, and sleep. It won't lift my feet or break my routine. So left foot, right foot, same way. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate you. That's Creature Habit. I don't know why I always do this. Cool. Why don't I do this? This makes more sense. It's been a long time since I've had just like graphics to like throw on the screen. So I'm just gonna keep that up for anybody who joins. And they have the pin to go check out the thing. Why don't we do? do a little more cozy Q&A. I feel like I just talked the last cozy Q&A about tours and jam mechanics and the bracket. So you guys ask me questions. Eric wants to know, do you ever do audience requests for your shows or encores? Sometimes I do. It's pretty common when I do VIP events. Both Matt and I will play 2 songs each. Normally I'll prepare the first one and then just take a request for the second one, as long as it's not something that's going to be in the set that night. And then, yeah, I mean, I've done shows before where I've just been like, throw something out. That normally happens later on in the tour, where at a certain point I'll get like 8 shows in and I'll have fallen into a rhythm where like I know like my last like 4 songs are going to be this, my first 3 songs are going to be this, I'll mix up the middle, and then like I got to Richmond last year and I was like, I'm going to play Be Glad I Love You first, and I'm just going to go from there and see what happens. And normally Be Glad I Love You is like the second to last song I play. Yeah, I don't know. It depends. But if you come to multiple Bug Hunter shows, like it's not, I don't put on the same show every night, so. When you're playing your guitar, do you ever worry about missing the strings? Like if I were to go like that, or because I don't finger pick a lot. Most of my guitar work is using a pick. Simon says, you always ask how we're doing, but how are you doing? I'm doing really well. Things are going really well in the Bug Hunter world. Genuinely, the only thing that I'm not happy or content with in my life at the moment is this whole visa application hanging over both Matt and I's head. And it's purely like, it's like, you know, I have the opportunity in front of me to spend 5 weeks this year traveling around the country with, one of my best friends. And the government is deciding whether or not it's going to happen, and that's just stressful because it's like the tours are the highlight of my year. I'm still going to go on this tour, and I'm still going to have fun, but it would be very different. Stressed about that. Once that clears, I'll be pretty chill. If it doesn't go the way we want, I'll at least, at this point, after 4 months of work on it, I'll at least be able to plan, because I don't book the same venues in these cities that have blanks next to them. The venues that we book are different based on if there's both of us or if it's just me, because when it's both of us, more people come to the show. Just knowing what it is would actually be a lot better at this point. So, yeah. So besides that, things are going really well. Got a new song coming out on Friday under Jam Mechanics, Artists for Amateurs. Early reactions to it have been nothing but positive. It's a great song. We're excited to have that out there. Paul wants to know, is the bunch of question marks in between Utah and Seattle, is that something unconfirmed or an intentional surprise of some form? No, I just didn't want to. We don't know if we're gonna have a show there, and everything was balanced, and I would have had to delete it and then move everything up, and I just didn't want to, so I just put a bunch of question marks. You can use your imagination. If we're gonna throw something in there, it's gonna be somewhere between the state of Utah and the city of Seattle, Washington. I don't know. We'll see. I didn't want to give any false hope to that region because it's a bit sparsely populated, but yeah. Yeah, but there's not like a deeper meaning to the question marks. Yeah, it's not going to be like a giant surprise of some sort that you wouldn't expect between Utah and Seattle. But, it is a 3-day break right there because Utah will be on a Thursday and Seattle will be on a Sunday. So, yeah, with either Friday or Saturday not having a show, it just feels like maybe we could find something small in like a small city, but we didn't want to actually put it out into the world that we were doing that. So Um, will there be a pre-release party for Artists for Amateurs? No, I think we're just kind of putting it up. The Artists for Amateurs track was kind of done very last minute for the podcast, like to get it all like done and figured out. So we didn't intend to have a pre-release party or anything. Just kind of throw it up there. It's something that both me and Matt can like point all our fans to as like, hey, here's a new track. Go check it out. But we don't have like a music video or anything. Like we genuinely like finished recording it 6 days ago. It was like Thursday last week because we had to have it submitted by Friday, and then put into the podcast and all that. So yeah, we in the music business, you're supposed to make a bigger deal out of these things, but we're just we're just tossing it out there, and hopefully people find it. Corn wants to know. Corn asks a question, but it's not a question. You should do a show in Australia. I would love to do a show in Australia, and the thing about Australia is it's very far away, and we don't have any like professional contacts there. So at some point, both Matt and I think last year, I remember being in Columbus, Ohio with Matt. We're sitting around like a campfire in a backyard, and we were like, we should do like an Australia, New Zealand thing. That would be super fun. But honestly, the visa work for the America tour this year has taken up all of our like collaboration time this year. Like besides coming together to do Artists for Amateurs in that last episode of Jam Mechanics, we have been doing nothing but like working on visa stuff. So since you are going to be in Chicago and New York, who has the better pizza? Better. That's a great question. New York style pizza is pizza that if I was living in New York, I could feel pretty good about having that quite often. Whereas Chicago style pizza is a once in a while kind of thing, just based on its heaviness. I love Chicago style pizza. I lived in Chicago when I was in my teens, and yeah, big fan of it. But I don't know. We went to Tony's in New York. Me and Matt. We went both before and after our show. We went and got pizza there before our show, and then after the show, we immediately went back and went again. So it must be good. Other than that, so hold on. My wife's texting me. She normally doesn't and texts me in the middle of a stream. Just making sure she doesn't need anything. Yeah, so they're just different. They're different foods, honestly. Like if we're talking like, I really like only feel like comparing pizzas within their own like genre is acceptable. Like why would I compare New York style to Detroit style to Chicago style? All three of those. Okay, she's all good. She said all good, have fun. Yeah. Anyways, they're all good. Connecticut pizza is better? What is Connecticut pizza? Pineapple on pizza, absolutely. It's the best kind. I'll go for a Hawaiian before almost any other type of pizza. So, Cincinnati chili. Interesting you bring this up. So we stopped to get chili in Cincinnati on the last tour, and I love the idea of chili on spaghetti. So like inspired. Love that. Having said that, the spice used in at least the place that we went to, which admittedly was just I think Skyline chili, just like I think that's probably the most basic version of Cincinnati style chili that you can get. It was very like nutmeggy. I didn't care for it. I don't know if that part of it is part of the Cincinnati style, or if there's like other like flavors of chili that go on. I might be saying something controversial. But put like a normal chili that doesn't taste weird on top of spaghetti. Great idea. Love that. But like that nutmeg flavor, it was like cinnamony. It wasn't for me. It was like weirdly like not savory enough. Anyways, just a chili need to have beans in it. I think so. Cilantro, soap, or satisfying? Neither. Thank you. Don't have the soap gene, but also any recipe that calls for it, I'm like, I'm not gonna waste my time chopping that up. Can I beatbox? No. Paul is anti-Hawaiian pizza. So good. Cool. I think I answered all the questions I can see. I don't think I got an answer on what Connecticut pizza is. If somebody can, I think you were just making that up, but why don't we do one more song, and then I'm gonna take off and go to something else. What type dog do I like? The type dog I like is dog type. Any dog. Dog wants pets. Love that dog. Yeah. Big dog, small dog, love dog. A lot of Gulf Coast. What's with all this Gulf Coast? What is everybody wants it? Are we just a Gulf Coast crew tonight? Okay. Let me get rid of that thing. No, my favorite dog is not friend-shaped. My favorite friend is dog-shaped. This is a song about being a middle child. I've noticed a clash between our coasts. It's mostly braggadocious, puffed up claims and sugar-coated. It's East Coast, Ivy League Coast, West Coast, Best Coast, but between those they don't see another option on more coast that feels forgotten. That might be how it goes, the long shot laying low, but those who know me know I'm like the Gulf Coast. I'm like the Gulf Coast. Cut me some slack. I don't have fancy marketing or radio ads. I'm like the Gulf Coast. Unsure and it shows. No, I don't boast. I'm like the Gulf Coast. Real talk about into the drama, the non-stop assault by all the West Coast tech bros and East Coast egos. Don't you have something else to say? The old catchphrase feels so cliche. The merch can make you an ad display if you aren't New York or you love LA. It's overkill like praying for a preacher. It's overkill like a sheep in a t-shirt. It's overkill, no need for a C. It's like an A+ still sleeping with a teacher. I'm like the Gulf Coast. Cut me some slack. I don't have fancy marketing or radio ads. I'm like the Gulf Coast. Unsure and it shows. No, I don't boast. I'm like the Gulf Coast. I'm like the Gulf Coast. I'm like the Gulf Coast. Cut me some slack. I'm a middle child too, with an ego to match. I'm like the Gulf Coast. I'm shy and it shows. No, I don't boast. I'm like the Gulf Coast. I'm like Gandalf Coast is very funny. Someone should write a Weird Al parody of that. Thank you. Two guys, two golf and a coast. It was very good. Thanks everybody for hanging out. I might hang out for a couple more minutes. The only other things that I have going on in my world are I got the Richmond Show next Friday, so about 9 days. I'm going to be playing all of Happiness Without a Catch in a row, and then I'll do another set of just other songs from the other albums. There's I think we might be down to single-digit tickets on that, so all the VIP tickets are sold, so you can still get a normal just GA ticket for that. It's going to be a cool kind of intimate show. It's like a 70 cap little theater room, so very fun vibes to come and hang out. So Korn liked that song. Thanks, Korn. I appreciate you. Yeah, that's a good song. Play the solo. Yeah, you wish. I wish. No, not in my wheelhouse. But I did write all the lyrics, so yeah, cool. What else? Yeah, I'll put it up one more time just in case you just joined, but we did announce our tour plans, not dates, and it's only because we're just awaiting some visa stuff for Matt, and then once we know, which should hopefully be within the next 2 weeks, then these plans will become solidified. Some of these are for sure happening on the dates that they're happening on: Portland, Sacramento, Denver, Seattle, DC, New York, Boston, Madison, Detroit. Those are all, like, I've paid for the venues, so we're all set, all locked in. The other ones are going to be a little nebulous based on whether or not Matt is able to come. Matt being Matt from the Narcissist Cookbook. Yeah. But if you want to RSVP to get when we get tickets up for these and get emailed about that, these shows basically all sold out last year. We've increased the venue sizes everywhere, but like we legitimately had another like 2,000 people on our wait list last year. So we have reason to believe that these will also sell out, but just maybe a little bit later on. If you want to be first one to hear about it, like we already have 507 RSVPs for this tour, and it's only been about 8 hours. And each of those people could buy 2 tickets, 3 tickets, you never know. So, get on that list. Tell us what city you want us to email you about when we finally know. Eric, is there a price range you have set in your mind for ticket prices, general and VIP? We're going to try and ballpark somewhere around $30 for a ticket, with fees ish. So that's kind of the ballpark. And then VIP is probably similar price, or I guess double the price given VIP and the show. They're a much smaller quantity. So if it's $30 for a ticket, it would be like $60 for the VIP plus the ticket. That's kind of what we're kind of working off of right now. So, and that allows us to do what we do and do this for a living and pay all the people we need to pay and make all the logistics happen. So, Silver wants to know where the North Carolina show will be. Our aim is Asheville because I've done Raleigh and I've done Charlotte. So we're aiming for Asheville. If we don't find something in Asheville, then we would try Raleigh. And then if we don't find Raleigh, we would try Charlotte because we did Charlotte. Me and Matt did Charlotte last year, and we wanted to choose a different city close by. Since neither of us have done Asheville, that's our starting point. But if we don't find Asheville, then we'll try Raleigh. So that's our plan. No, we haven't found anything yet. So, booking 28 shows. Sometimes looking means I email 5 places and then I move on to the next one because I have 30 shows to book. So, north or south of Boston is, it's going to be at the Middle East. That's not a direction. That's the name of the place. It's called the Middle East. It's the downstairs room at the Middle East. That's where we're playing in Boston. Seattle will be at the Nectar Lounge. New York is going to be at the Knitting Factory. Washington, D.C. will be at Union Stage. Denver will be at the Oriental Theater. Sacramento at the Starlit Room. And Portland at the Get Down. I don't know where the Middle East is in relation to Boston. I think I've been told it's in Cambridge. And I also don't know where that is. So, like I said, 30 shows. There's a lot to juggle. Eric says that they've seen the Instagram reels from the UK show. Did you get the full video? Yes, I have the full video. I'm just putting out small snippets of it. Just because. So, yeah, I think once I put out enough small reels of the show, I might put individual songs up on our YouTube. But yeah, live show videos don't perform very well. Like if I just put them up, they wouldn't get a lot of views. So trying to just see how the shorts do, and getting small moments out there that I thought were really fun. So I got a whole list of other clips that I'll be posting. Yeah, it's content. Yeah, I'm trying my best, everybody. So anyways, I'm gonna go do something else. Appreciate y'all for being here. Join our Discord. It's a good Discord. All the people, if you liked hanging out with them for this YouTube stream, go hang out with them all the time in our Discord, because it's the same people. We have the postcard of the day. I might have sold it already today, so maybe it's not available. Maybe I should check. Who knows? Vote in March Madness. RSVP to our thing. No, we still have the postcard today. It is. Yeah, somebody bought it today, but it was before the new one came up. It's from Be God I Love You. It's all the girls who hear this song and smirk and feel pity because I sound like I'm more trouble than I'm worth are probably right. So if you want to be the only person that can own that postcard of the day, dated Tuesday, March 12th, then wait, is that today? Today's not the 12th. Interesting. It is today's postcard. My thing is wrong. It's the 13th. I'm gonna go fix that. But anyways, thanks everybody for being here. Get in our Discord, and I will see you on Sunday at noon if you want to come to that stream. Otherwise, in between now and then, goobers, go to bed.